So I thought a lesson from my experience being in Bitcoin is last cycle I was relatively new and I had some money in this exchange called Celsius, and it turned out it was a giant Ponzi. And this guy Alex Mashinsky was just sentenced to 12 years in jail for the multi-billion-dollar crypto fraud. He ran the exchange as if it was like the most above board legit thing. And he offered various lend products where he was just rehypothecating the Bitcoin as well as Bitcoin yield products. Those Bitcoin yield products are probably the most insidious of all of the different scams. So basically, somebody tells you, hey, give me your Bitcoin and I'll give you an annual percentage rate on that Bitcoin. And it's usually like some huge percentage rate that's unrealistic. And that's what he was offering. And so he got increasingly desperate and he kept upping and upping the offers to try to get people onto his platform so that he could prolong this Ponzi. And so one of the things he offered was that if you deposited like $500 worth of crypto and kept it on his platform for at least a month, he would pay you out like $50. And so that actually hooked me. And I deposited like $500 worth of Bitcoin, left it there for a month, collected the $50, and then withdrew it because I smelled something was wrong with the platform. I thought it was great at the time. I'm like, free $50 of Bitcoin. But looking back on it, I kind of regret doing it because that $50 came from some sucker that deposited Bitcoin to the platform after me. And who knows if they got their money out. So this guy just sucks. He famously said that Bitcoin maxis were the ones that were responsible for lost coins because we were pushing people recklessly to cold store their coins and people would end up losing their keys. And it's just ridiculous irony that he ended up losing this $4.7 billion and it ends up with a 12-year sentence. And we're basically the cure. The Bitcoin maxis were basically the cure for this. And so just ridiculous craziness was going down at Celsius with Mashinsky. The other like super egregious thing that I remember is that Celsius actually offered this thing called HODL mode. And that's where you could go in and click HODL mode. And after you click that, Celsius literally wouldn't let you access your Bitcoin for a set amount of time. So like it was supposed to be like safe, like, oh yeah, let's give Alex Mashinsky, this scammer, your Bitcoin and then activate HODL mode. And then literally you can't access your coin for a set amount of time. It was marketed as like a tool to prevent hackers or whatever. But looking back on it, it's just like he was desperate. He was doing everything that he could to get people to give him your coin so that he could keep this Ponzi going. So I would say definitely look out this cycle for anything that sounds too good to be true, because it definitely is. Definitely look out for anything offering you yield. Yield doesn't really exist. Like if somebody's giving you yield on Bitcoin, Bitcoin doesn't earn yield. The way you make money with Bitcoin is you hold it and the Bitcoin that you hold becomes more valuable. It doesn't have any natural yield. So the only way that somebody can pay you yield off of your Bitcoin is if they're using that Bitcoin and lending it out again. So rehypothecating it or doing some crazy stuff with it. So it's not worth lending somebody your Bitcoin that's already going up like 30, 40, 50% a year just to get a small percentage yield off of it and take all that counterparty risk. I don't think that this cycle, there's going to be all of these types of random companies popping up and then blowing up. This cycle, it seems to be a lot more focused on institutions and like traditional players getting into this space and a lot of big money. And so I don't know what the Celsius and BlockFi and scams of last cycle are going to be this time around, but I'm sure it'll be something. And I think when the bear market hits, we're going to see some wild stuff and some big names caught with their pants down rehypothecating. So be safe out there. Store your coin in self-custody if you can, if you feel comfortable doing it. Use a hardware wallet. And again, if you see something offering you yield or there's something that seems too good to be true, it definitely is. So I don't know, just wild times. And I wanted to end this video just by playing this crazy clip that Alex Mashinsky made to market his Ponzi back in the day. This clip is wild when you watch it in context of what he did and what happened to him.
Yes.
That's good.
Hey, wait a minute. You're going to take a big loan? I'm going to lock you up for a long time.
What is that? No, I'm sorry. I'm just going to put it back. I don't need that. At Celsius, we don't lock you up. we always act in your best interest. So are you going to use the bank or are you going to use Celsius?
I mean, the irony of that is like off the Richter scales. Like, not only is this worse production quality than like a local television lawyer ad or like used refrigerator salesman ad, it's like filmed on a potato. This guy's a terrible actor, but he's literally being handcuffed and telling you that he's going to treat your money better than a bank while he's running a giant Ponzi. So this just blows my mind. I'm going to show it one more time.
That's a lot of money here.
Yes.
That's good.
Hey, wait a minute. You're gonna take a big loan? I'm gonna lock you up for a long time.
What is that? No, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put it back. I don't need that. At Celsius, we don't lock you up. We always act in your best interest. So are you gonna use the bank or are you gonna use Celsius?